Are you right? What the hell is going on? Oh my god. Okay, are you done? Hey guys, so guess what? I'm still in Europe. Yeah, this wasn't meant to happen. So today marks the 1 month anniversary of me being in Europe, and I think I'm finally getting used to the cold. It was 9 degrees today, and I celebrated because that's warm. Help me. This video is kind of just like a look back on my tour. It's kind of like my traveling vlogs, but without music and more talking. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna need to look down here because I can't remember all the cities I've been to. Oh my god, shut up. So in this past month, I've been to Hamburg for 4 days, Basel in Switzerland for a day, Mannheim for a day, Munich for 3 days, Leipzig for a day, Hagen for a day, the south of France in Nice for a day, back to Hamburg for 2 days, Amsterdam for 2 days, Dortmund for a day, Dresden for 4 days, Rotterdam for 2 days, and now I'm back in Munich for a week, and I leave for Czech Republic tomorrow, then I fly home from Prague on Monday. So here is what has happened in that time. Well, some of it, otherwise we'd be here for 10 years. So I met up with some of the guys on the tour in Dubai on our stopover and then headed to Hamburg. Look, it's so pretty. We had a day off, so of course we did like touristy things. We kind of wandered around for a little bit and stumbled across the gorgeous town centre, and then went up a clock tower that we randomly came across. The view was actually amazing. It was so crazy, but I think my ears froze a little bit. We also bought this padlock and wrote Tour Squad 2016 on it, and then padlocked it to a random bridge because that's what you do. We went to this place called Miniature Wonderland, which is basically an exhibit of all these teeny tiny little like statues and a bunch of trains. In fact, they hold the world record for the biggest model train set in the world. Yeah, there were a lot of trains. So then we caught the train to Basel, which is just over the border in Switzerland. We only had a day in Basel and it was full with a ballet audition, so that night me and the twins went wandering around the city a bit. We were looking for the Apple Store at 10 p.m. It was closed. But we did walk over this really pretty bridge and managed to see like some gothic castle. We had absolutely no idea where we were, but we somehow found this really bright orange temple thing. It was really pretty and kind of weird, but very bright orange. It clashed a lot with my hair. The next day we drove to Mannheim and it was kind of grey and rainy, so that sucked, but in the morning I went for a walk and I saw bunnies in the town square. Bunnies, several of them. It kind of made my life. I also just sat in Starbucks and talked to a friend for like an hour, and I heard DKLA by Troy playing in Starbucks, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. So that night we drove to Munich, which is where I am now, which is my second favourite city I've visited so far. We did class with the junior company here, and I kind of died a little bit because it was amazing. We got to watch company class, and I kind of died because it was amazing. Then we got to see them perform Illusions, which is basically like Swan Lake with a twist, and I actually died because it was so amazing. We also got to see heaps of the city. Here's the thing, by the way. See? Munich. Pretty! We also got to walk around the city heaps, and I got this from the Nutella store that we found, as well as a Nutella crepe, which is such a bad idea because now that I'm back, I want to go inhale all of the Nutella crepes. The town centre and like the town hall reminds me so much of Prague, and it's so gorgeous. We also went to this really famous beer hall called Hofbrauhaus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I found out that my dad took my mum there for a date when they were travelling together. Apart from that, the food was so nice but so filling, and I had a massive beer. You can't go to a beer hall and not have beer. I also discovered while in Munich what it's like to be in minus temperatures. That was fun. And then we went to Leipzig and I literally saw none of it. We were there for maybe 10 hours, and when we weren't dancing, we were sleeping. But I got this cool little snow globe. I don't know what that is, but it's really cool. From Leipzig, we drove to Hagen the next day, and to be honest, I completely don't even know what Hagen is, or where it is, or what's there, or what we did there, because it's just gone. The only thing I remember is waking up and seeing snow falling from the sky outside and freaking out. Again, we were only there for like 10 hours, and I went straight from the Valley audition to my flight to Nice, so I didn't get to see any of it, actually. Nice, and Cannes, and France. I'm just gonna leave this annotation here. If you want to go watch that video, good luck. It accurately represents why I probably we'll never go back to Nice. However, I did get this cool thing. Oh my god. Just thinking about that makes me cringe. Anyway, I came back from that disaster just in time to watch the Hamburg Ballet do Giselle, again with their own little twist on it, which was amazing. Then we drove from Hamburg to Amsterdam and said goodbye to our tour director Richard, who was really funny and really awesome, and to our Russian driver Valerie, who drove us around everywhere, which was kind of sad. We went straight from a bus to a ballet audition. Yeah, that was fun. And the next day I woke up with a migraine, a sore throat, and sniffing. Anyway, I did ballet class and I was like, okay, but then halfway through contemporary class, I died. Halfway through the class, I felt like I was going to faint. It was horrible. I couldn't stand up straight, I couldn't see straight, and I ended up having a full-blown migraine for the rest of the day. Anyway, the next day, I was like, no, you're not gonna have a migraine today. You're gonna go out and you're gonna tourist. And then I fell asleep in the lobby while waiting for everyone else. So I called it quits and went back to bed. Later in the day though, I needed my daily dose of Starbucks, so I got up, I went to Starbucks, and ended up walking around the city centre for like an hour. I got this. Look at it, it's so pretty. I also bought this amazing shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's how I felt then, it's how I still feel now. As you can tell. And then I went back to the hotel and slept. The next day, half the tour went to go to London, but me and the twins went to Dortmund. Much the same as Leipzig and Hagen, I don't really remember Dortmund because we were just doing classes and nothing else, so yeah. After that, we headed to Dresden, which is freaking gorgeous. Look how pretty it is. I went up that. We stayed in this really lavish 5-star hotel. I do not know why. First night we were there, we heard this music outside our window and we were like, what's that? Turns out every Monday night, the city splits in half into people that support the refugees from Syria and the people that don't. We were over here. We didn't get caught up in the political side, we were just there for the cool music. The next night after our classes, we went out to dinner for my 18th, which kind of wasn't my 18th, it was kind of like the night before, but And it was so nice, but I ate it too fast and I ended up feeling sick. We were gonna go out drinking for a bit, but I was like, nah, I want sleep, so we went home. Wow, I'm such a party person. The next day, however, was my birthday and we were the ultimate tourists. I tried ice skating for the first time and did not fall over once, although I also didn't let go of the wall once, so we walked around the entire city. We were absolutely freezing, but we didn't care because it's absolutely gorgeous. And we ended up catching one of those like horse and carriage things around the city and we held up an entire road of traffic. I'm so sorry, that's literally my worst nightmare. Then later that night we had dinner at this amazing burger place. It was so good, and ended up getting free shots from the bartender because we chatted to the waitress for ages. Party! Yeah, I was in bed by midnight because I thought I had an 8 AM train. I didn't. Kind of sucked because I wanted to go out more, but oh well. Then the twins caught their train and plane home and I had the entire day in Dresden by myself. So this is the church and I went all the way up to the top and it was absolutely freezing, but the view was amazing. Then I sat in Starbucks for 3 hours waiting for my 9 PM train. The employees definitely hated me. I didn't book a sleeper because it's so expensive, so I ended up sleeping in a train seat that night. Only ended up getting an hour of sleep, so I was dead the next day. Anyway, so after that horror trip, I changed trains a few times and I headed to Rotterdam to visit my friend Izzy. She wasn't free on Friday, so I caught a train back to Amsterdam after checking in and went to the Van Gogh Museum. I didn't get to see the Starry Night or sunflowers, which is kind of what I was looking forward to, but all of his paintings are gorgeous. They're seriously so amazing. His life was just crazy though. After that, I visited the Anne Frank house, but there was so many people, so I didn't go inside. The next day was honestly one of the best days of my tour. Izzy walked me around the entire city, and the city is gorgeous, and it was such a nice day. And it was so good just to catch up with her, because I haven't seen her since last August. It was really nice just to catch up with her and talk about things and rant to her and tell her what's been happening and for her to tell me what's happening. It was seriously just so relaxing and so good. We went to dinner at this place called Happy Italy and it was so good. Oh my gosh. If you're ever in Rotterdam, go to Happy Italy. I died. It was so nice. Also, I did proper laundry for the first time in 3 weeks. Oh my god, it was definitely a highlight of the day. That's so sad. Also, Izzy showed me these waffles with caramel in the middle, and I literally ate a packet about this big in half an hour the next day on the train. The next day I had to say bye to Izzy and headed back to Munich, which is where I am now. I'm doing classes every day this week just to like keep up strength and stuff. So I don't get much time to tourist, but that is okay because the classes are really good. And there's a Starbucks 2 minutes away that I basically live in. But tomorrow I'm heading to my last audition in the Czech Republic, and hopefully stopping at Salzburg along the way because I want to see that city so bad. I'm crossing my fingers that I get to see a little bit of Prague because I'm flying out of there on Monday, but it's not very likely. And then I head home, back to my bed and sleep-ins and my crippled sister, my crazy family, and actually celebrating my 18th and going out like normal 18-year-olds. And the heat, oh my god, I'm so excited for the heat and the beach and acai. And on the 18th, someone's coming to visit me. I'm just so excited. But I also have to figure out my life. Yay. But yeah, sorry if this video was kind of long. There was a lot in there. Anyway, as I said, I will be back in the hot and sunny Australia next week, and the Europe vlog will be coming out next week. I need to go edit it. Shannon, edit it. Anyway, be sure to like this video if you liked it and click subscribe down below to see me in the future. I am nearly up to 100 videos. Can I get 100 subs when I get my 100th video? Does this light turn on? No. Whoa, okay, yes it does. Ooh, that lighting though.